Good morning, everybody. Take two. The first time was a little bit low connection. Not sure why that happens, but I just want to say welcome, everyone, after the long weekend, the Easter, Passover, Eid, long weekend. And if you're not in any way into any of those things, then that's okay. That could be just you had a happy long weekend. And today I want to talk about, well, how did everybody do on this long weekend with family, possibly? And I had quite a few messages about self-doubt and feeling kind of unsure of themselves, that the weekend kind of caused them some different people, emotional experiences that cause people to experience self-doubt. So that inspired me to do today's talk and today's live about self-doubt and to believing, what does it take to believe in yourself despite the naysayers, despite possibly family, criticisms, judgments, these kinds of things, and difficulties. And I just want you to know that, it's a universal thing. I myself teach this and I experience it. I experience all kinds of family stuff. And so it's very, very important to work quite diligently on the process of eliminating self-doubt, not to a level where, good morning, Preciosa, not to the level where you are, totally not listening to anyone else. But that is very different from generating a lot of self-doubt inside you. And I would say the number one, everybody, I'm hoping people start to share this because I really want people to hear this because I feel this is valuable information. The number one way that you safeguard yourself on having bouts and crises of self-doubt would be, wait for it, ready, develop a value system. Work and troubleshoot your value system. Understand what is important to you. Understand that you need to work inside yourself and understand what is important to you versus what might be important to your family. And possibly the two intersect, but possibly also there's a lot that's not the same. There's a lot that's not similar. And on this fine Tuesday morning, post-Easter / Passover / long weekend, I'm here to say that if you don't develop a profound troubleshooting experience of a value system that is all your own, you are at the mercy of other people's BS, of other people kind of putting their thoughts onto you, of other people doubting you, of other people telling you how you should wear your hair, how you should wear. I was at the grocery store on the weekend just before the Sunday, on the Saturday, and I ran into a sort of old family friend who was like, oh my gosh, hey Victoria, I love your hair. It's so much better than when it was curly. I was like, okay, person. I sometimes wear my hair curly. I sometimes wear my hair straight, and that's life. But if I was experiencing self-doubt in that moment, I might have experienced some insecurities. Of course, this person, in my opinion, the way they expressed themselves was rather kind of inappropriate, but whatever. She didn't mean any harm. She was just being herself. And she was saying to me that she preferred my hair straight rather than curly. She's entitled to her opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, hi everybody who's joining, I really appreciate you joining me. As far as I'm concerned, if I was insecure about myself in that moment, I might have gone, oh, should I only keep my hair straight? Should I never go into my curly hair? As just a very mild concept. And of course these things, hi Raisa, lovely, hi Kathy, hey, we can really, really go into much bigger concepts like people criticizing choices in your career, choices in your partners, choices that you make in your child rearing. I mean, and we need to be open to hearing the counsel of other people, but not to the level where we don't have a sense of who we are. And if we have a solid value system, we are much more likely to be able to stave off the self-doubt gremlins that love to attack our mind. And of course, there's going to be times, no matter how much you've discovered what your value system is, that you're going to feel self-doubt because, maybe, I don't know, you've lost your routine, or the things that you thought were happening just weren't. A client of mine had a very secure career in real estate, and all of a sudden, of course, as real estate does, the real estate goes up, real estate goes down. She lost a number of 3 clients and it was due to some personal not personal, but they had fights, they had some disagreements, and she lost these 3 clients. And so she came in with a tremendous amount of self-doubt. But as we troubleshot each one of these, as we opened each one of these concepts, we realized that the clients were no longer a match for various reasons. One was because they were treating this agent really, really in an abusive way. And so that became like, I cannot tolerate that kind of abuse. I mean, they were doing things like insulting her and harassing her at 2 a.m. and stuff that just you can't tolerate. So you didn't lose the client because you were a bad agent. You lost the client because you decided to stand your ground. And when you stand your ground, some people don't like it. That's going to happen. And you got to remember that. And so the other one was, I think there was an issue of potentially they wanted more of a discount than she was willing to give. Again, when you stand your emotional ground, when you stand your financial ground, when you're clear about yourself, sometimes you will lose people. So the question is, when you lose people, will you go and succumb to the self-doubt as is very normal? But I want you to recover yourself, because I really want people to know this very important law of the universe. Nature abhors a void. Write it down. Nature abhors a void. Meaning, when nature creates a void, basically you are going to be ready to fill that void with something else. And if you're not clear about who you are really and about your true value system, that void will be filled with more of the same. So get clear about what you want to fill the void with. So when people leave you, when clients leave you, when situations go, trust that that void is there for a reason, for you to fill it with more of what you truly are about, with like-minded, with similar energies to your value system. And I know it's scary. I've been self-employed for 25 years. 25 years, yeah. And it's scary. But you've got to understand that there is a faith process. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about faith in the universal energy of when you are left, when there is a void, others will come to fill that void. And don't take my word for it. You have to try that for yourself. I just know that I have experienced that many, 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 many times. And so, number 1 tip to overcome self-doubt is, everybody say it together, have a solid value system. Troubleshoot your value system. Understand who you are. And I don't care if that means therapy. I don't care if that means counsel with life coaches, writing in a journal, watching people and understanding who you are really. But get grounded. Number 2, ground yourself. Work diligently to ground yourself. People are going to try to topple you. It's just the way things go. But if you're solid, hi Sharon, if you're solid, you will be able to be clear on your value system. And when you're clear on your value system, you will be like a solid oak. And then, solid value system, Kathy. You will, hey Sheila, people will push at it and you'll maybe sway a little because you're not inflexible. Because flexibility is important. But you won't be toppled. You will simply be like, they're pushing me. They're pushing me. They're pushing me. Who's this? Exactly, Kathy. Ground yourself. And it's okay. People will push. People will try and criticize. People will try and tear you down. People will tell you your hair is not good. Oh, well, I like my hair. And in the summertime, guess what? It's going to be curly, people. It's going to be curly because it's too humid in Toronto. And that's just life, okay? And number 3, write it down. Really important to really get rid of naysayers. Well, not to get rid of naysayers. They are going to be there. The naysayers are going to be there. To get rid of self-doubt. Oh, I like Sheila's words here. A mentor of mine always said, keep your knees bent. I really like that because that means you're kind of bobbing and weaving with life. bobbing and weaving with life, because you don't want to be rigid. But I would say that one of the next important things that I work and I troubleshoot often and I work on very often is I watch my inner running commentary. That means you need to be very present with what you're thinking on a regular basis. So if you're doing, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not really, oh, the food I made over Easter sucked. By the way, the food over Easter I made was amazing. So, the food over Easter, they're not going to like it. You're feeding the beast. You're feeding hungry ghost. You're feeding the self-doubt monster. So you need to watch your inner running commentary, and as soon as you catch yourself in a negative statement, you need to replace it with, say these words, correct and cancel. I know it's an old Louise Hay thing, but it works for me. Correct and cancel, and replace it with a positive affirmation. And I love, there's so many really amazing affirmations out there. One of my favorite affirmations for killing self-doubt is, everything works out better than I expect. Everybody say that within yourself. Everything works out better than I expect. Number 2 affirmation that I love, so simple, so easy, all is well. All is well. I will say that, 50 times. All is well. All is well. All is well. Another really, really, really great one is, I trust in the process of the universe. And even if you don't, and even if you're like, I don't trust, say the words, because words have power. Words are vibrational, and they impact your molecules. So I trust in the process of the universe. Everything is working out better than I expect. All is well. Hungry ghosts. Is that from Gabor Mate? Yes, it is. Well, it's actually a Buddhist concept of, really operating from the hungry ghost energy. Operating from the place where, nothing is ever enough. It's not enough. No one's enough. I'm not enough. It's not enough. There's not enough money. There's not enough anything. The hungry ghost. The hungry ghost. And that fuels self-doubt, 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 self-doubt. So the number one thing is the bottom line, grounding on banishing self-doubt, is know what matters and is important to you and has meaning for you, which is develop your value system. I would say that took me years, but, it was a process that, you sit down and in one sitting, you will know what's important to you. Just go online and look at all kinds of values. There's lists of values, and then start to circle what's important to you. And then take it down to maybe 10 of the most important things to you. I like what you're writing, Sheila. Louise Hay, cancel and correct, affirmations, all as well. Exactly. You guys are keeping the notes on this, so when we refer to this again, we can all kind of go, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We're in this together. And every time you get clear on your value system, and you get clear on your thoughts, and you get clear on what's important to you, every time you do that, you know what you do? You inspire others to do that. And this is useless unless we are inspiring others to do that. And then those people will inspire others to do that. And ultimately, the planet will be more not at the mercy of the hungry ghost, of the gremlins of self-doubt. This is, my passion, making sure that we get a bigger circle of people around us and a bigger community of people who are operating from groundedness, from a solid value system, that are not inflexible, that are flexible, yet are operating from a place of self-love, yet generosity to others. Inspire others. Yes, Kathy. So, this is important stuff. I'm going to play this video again. I'm going to proliferate it everywhere. I ask that you share it because the messaging is good. And I want you also to understand that if you do the work of understanding who you are really, what matters to you really, your value system, you are more likely to experience a sense of the ability to inspire others as well. And I hope this was helpful to you. I really, really hope this was helpful. So, as per usual, hop over to visualizationworks.com because visualization works, my website. Please join my group because I love having a community of people that are troubleshooting and working their muscle of self-love, which is the group is called Positive Self-Culture, Relationship Culture, Family Culture. Join the group, bring others in. Let's create a good dialogue, a good sense of community in which we're all kind of working on the same positive things so we can inspire others. But firstly, we need to ground ourselves, and we need to develop that sense of not living from self-doubt. Okay? And also, as per usual, pick up my book on my website, Find Your Self-Culture, which is all about finding your value system and finding out who you are. Positive self-culture, find your self-culture, moving from depression and anxiety to monumental self-acceptance. And the second one is called Connecting, Rewire Your Relationship Culture. I hope this was helpful to you. I'm wishing you a brilliant day. I'll come at you tomorrow 9:30 in the morning again, Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you join me and let me know of topics you want me to talk about. And have a fantastic day. It's a reasonably good day out there. Big hugs.